Okay, welcome back to this episode of This Week in Elite. We're not doing it together anymore because I don't know, I'm sad that that's not happening.
It's sad, but also like it just doesn't work when we try and do it together. So it's
That's true. Yeah. So I just want to thank everyone for all the support on our Ricky Starks video and also the short where you just rant about CM Punk for like 20 seconds.
40 seconds it is.
40 seconds, yeah. Yeah, no, thanks for all the support, all the subs. It's been great. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you're listening. AEW Dynamite for this week, Blood and Guts. We're going to talk about Blood and Guts towards the end. It was half the show, so we're going to talk about the three matches that came before.
So we started off with Jungle Boy. I shouldn't say Jungle Boy. He's not Jungle Boy anymore. We started off with Jack Perry versus Hook for the FTW Championship. Not FTW rules, which was interesting. It was an interesting choice, but then I guess we saw why it wasn't FTW rules by the end. This was a good little match. I'd like to see more out of this heel Jungle Boy before I really make any sort of judgment about it.
It didn't seem like the crowd was really behind him as a heel, which makes sense because Jungle Boy was just like the best face ever.
Yeah, I think in the match I think he was managing to get them a little bit more riled up, but his entrance and stuff, he needs better entrance music than what they've given him. It's not.
I don't think I don't think that was working. Yeah. I expected something more Hollywood, you know?
Yeah, something that sounded like I don't know, something that sounded like something that a spoiled rich kid would come out to.
Yeah, just something like a Hollywood rich kid would do, like something maybe with some camera flashes in there. I'm thinking of one of the women's wrestlers from NXT who does like flashes in her intro. I hate it, but it kind of like makes sense.
Just some sort of hip hop or something.
Yeah, just like hip hop or something flashy, something not. I think he was, I don't know, maybe taking too many notes from Mr. Cage or something. I don't know.
I mean, you know, Christian's theme song is like it's not it isn't an Evanescence song, but it is a very similar guitar riff to an Evanescence song.
Yeah, and honestly, because they did a little video package before the match, and he was quite literally burying Jungle Boy.
Yeah, I mean that was good. I like that.
Yeah, but then the limo pulled up, and I think I told you while we were watching this, I half expected Christian Cage to pop his head out.
Yeah, no, we were saying that. Yeah, you were saying that would be cool, and it's like, yeah, I mean, if Christian Cage just like popped his head out and was like, "I knew you had it in you, boy," it's like,
come on, yeah, get in the limo. It would have been funny.
That would have been kind of cool, but also like I think maybe leaving that for a little bit further down the road also makes sense.
But you know, match started. They wrestled.
They did in fact wrestle. Highlights from this match. Hook T-bone suplex Jungle Boy onto the floor, and Jungle Boy hit the camera with his foot.
That was funny. And also, Hook just no-selled a suplex.
Hook no-selling a German suplex was another highlight.
Yeah, I mean, but all around it was good. A lot of cheating, like, not like it's a bad thing, but just it started to make sense why they weren't using FTW rules as soon as Jungle Boy started cheating.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for me, I think something that I said to you, is that they do the referee grab spot and then the kick to the nuts too often. Not in the sense that like I think that there's too many like screwy finishes, or like I feel like they use nut shots too often, but more like every time they use a nut shot, that is the way that it happens. And it's becoming a case of like anytime someone grabs a referee, I know that that's what's going to happen next.
Yeah, they should like do something else maybe. I don't know. I haven't noticed it too much. Like even when you pointed it out, I was like, I don't know. I don't really notice it, but yeah, that's could just be your like vault of a brain or something.
I like unique ways of cheating. Like when I've seen a way of cheating too many times, I go, okay, but like the referee should probably like know that by now.
He should learn.
Like the referee should be like, oh, like he's grabbing me. I know what's going to happen next. He's going to kick the guy in the nuts, and then he can catch him.
It was Paul Turner in this one.
Yeah, exactly. Like Paul Turner.
He knows better than that.
He's supposed to be their senior ref.
Yeah. What's going on, Mr. Turner?
Paul Turner just wanted Hook to lose. Paul Turner was against Hook this whole time.
Paul Turner hates Hook. He goes, oh, I hate that spoiled brat.
Heel Paul Turner.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got Taz to answer to.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, shit. Taz is going to kill him.
Taz will kill Paul Turner.
I think we should just rip the Band-Aid off now. Hook lost. Jungle Boy won.
Yep, with a shot from the title to the head on Hook. Jungle Boy took a little while to make the cover, and I think that you said that you thought that Hook was going to kick out of it.
Yeah, it just did seem that they were gonna like do a thing of like, imagine how pumped up the crowd would have been.
Yeah, I definitely think that they could have.
It would have been a good spot, and he could have still lost. Like, I was fully prepared for that. It makes sense in Jungle Boy's character because he did this heel turn after losing the title shot.
Yeah,
it makes sense he's gonna go after like Taz's title, which is essentially Taz being mad that what was the whole story behind the FTW?
Taz being mad that he felt like he should have won the World Championship, and so he made his own.
Yeah, that's essentially what the Jungle Boy storyline is. He's just mad that he didn't win the world title, so he's getting Taz's.
Yeah, I think. Look, I'm just looking forward to. I believe that there's going to be a segment next week where Jungle Boy destroys the FTW Championship.
Yeah, which
and I think that's going to be kind of a cool little segment, and it'll probably lead to a even more brutal match between Jungle Boy and Hook.
Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, I was all around for I was all for keeping the FTW in AEW. I understand a lot of people were not ecstatic about it being there. I know my whole train of thought is like, it's never been stated that it's a title everyone wants.
Yeah.
So it's like, it didn't matter to me. It's like, it's honestly, to me, it just seemed like it was a show of like, oh, this is Taz's guy.
Yeah, I mean, anytime someone is challenged for the title, it hasn't been because they want the title. It's essentially been to get back at the person who holds the title.
Yeah.
Even this with Jungle Boy, like, it wasn't necessarily that he wanted the FTW Championship. He even said in his promo, like, it means nothing to me, but I know how much it means to your family. So it was sort of a case of, like, he didn't even really want the title. He just wanted to get back at Hook.
Yeah, so I've had no issue with the FTW Championship being in AEW. Like, I understand AEW's got a fuck ton of belts. FTW has never really weighed that down. It never felt like it.
Yeah.
But, I'm keen for Jungle Boy to have it. It'll make a interesting, or Jack Perry, Jungle Man. I don't fucking know. He should be called Jungle Man. I think I want him to be called Jungle Man now. Like, and just like a slow reverbed version of what's the song he uses as Jungle
Tarzan Boy.
Yeah, a slow reverbed version of that with like a bass, like a trap beat underneath.
I kind of would like City Boy Jack Perry.
Oh yeah, City Boy Jack Perry. That would be cool.
Because he's goes from Jungle Boy to City Boy Jack Perry, and he again slowed and reverbed Tarzan Boy with the trap beat underneath it.
Yeah, honestly, I think that would be fucking great. Jungle Boy, if you're listening to this, because we know you are. Like, it's fine, it's cool. Do that.
yeah, Jack. Call yourself City Boy Jack Perry.
City Boy Jack Perry. Yeah, do that. Listen to us because we know. Yeah.
The other thing that I have about this match is Jack Perry adds to the long list of people wearing leather pants on this show.
Yeah, you did. Look, it doesn't bother me. Mostly, I think most of the people wearing leather pants are in the JAS, so I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Do you think that Jungle Boy will join the JAS?
It seems like the JAS might not be a thing in a bit.
Well, maybe it's going to be the JAS, but it's going to be the Jack Perry Appreciation Society.
Fair. I'll do that. He needs to work on his heel promos because I don't think they're quite there.
He does need to work on his heel promos a little bit, but time. Give him some time.
No, I give him no time. He should be good instantly.
Look, I think I'm very willing to be patient with Jack Perry as a heel, mostly because I like Jack Perry as a performer. I really liked him as Jungle Boy, so I'm just really I want to like him, and I want to enjoy what he's doing, so I'm very much willing to be patient with it.
That's fair. Well, we'll see where it goes, but I think moving on to our next match.
Well, before our next match, we actually had our first MJF and Adam Cole promo of the night.
Oh my god, it was great. God, it was so fucking good.
Adam Cole wants MJF to face his fears.
Like a good friend.
And obviously he wants him to face two fears at once. So he has to face his fear of poor people and also spicy food.
That makes sense. So he took him to a Boston Chinese restaurant. Yeah. Which I didn't think the Chinese food was known for its spice.
Yeah.
Is that me or?
I don't
Like,
know.
if they went to a Korean restaurant, I'd be like, oh, that makes sense.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just our westernized palates. Maybe Chinese
No, but
food
we have
traditionally
good...
does have a fairly spicy range.
I don't know.
I mean,
we
I
have
know
good
there
Asian
are...
food over here because we're really, like, Australia's really close to Asia. We get the good shit, I think.
but I mean, I know that there are spicy Chinese dishes, so...
That's true.
It's not, like, out of the realm of possibility.
I just think Korean food is a lot more known for its spice. You know, you have kimchi and, you know, you literally have Korean fried chicken and then there's spicy versions of that. Like, anyway, I'm nitpicking a skit.
Anyway, so they both have one bite of this and it's very hot.
It's very, very hot.
Very hot. So MJF orders drinks, and the waiter brings over drinks and they drink it.
Brings over, quote, water, unquote.
Yeah, MJF says, this water tastes funny, and then the waiter goes, that's not water, that's 100% alcohol.
And then they just get drunk as fuck, talk, make fun of the waiter
Also,
for looking like Daniel Garcia and
Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara.
First it was Sammy Guevara, and then it was Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
And then the end of the skit is them trying to hit the double clothesline on the waiter.
Yeah, it was good. It was good shit.
The other thing that I didn't bring up that I should have brought up is that MJF in this is talking about slamming Big Bill, and he's talking about the 95,000 Maximaniacs chanting his name in the... What did he call it? The Silver Dome?
Something, I don't know. Anyway, you like had the pause and explain it to me that he was like making a riff on Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan,
yeah.
known for his lies. Known liar Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. What a freaking guy. I'll tell him what for. Hulk Hogan, what has he done, huh?
Yeah, man. He fucked up his back because he kept jumping for a leg drop. What an idiot. I would never.
It was good. I like it. MJF does like the subtle nods to old wrestling to where me as a person who's like never seen it would be like, oh, he's just being funny. Like, that's still funny on its own.
Yeah.
But then you like get that extra bit of layer because you're like, he's referencing this. This is good. It's good referencing.
I loved it so much.
Yeah. And then we get into the match.
And then we get to the next match, which is Britt Baker in action.
Was that the next one?
That was the next one. Britt Baker in action.
I don't know if there's much we can say about this. She won.
Britt Baker won the match in, I think, under 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it was against a jobber. I kind of wanted to, like, looks like cool. It's got big muscles.
She was jacked, so...
She's jacked. You can get her in AEW.
Get her on board. Get her on board because she's jacked.
What was her name? Something
Sparks.
Anyway.
They just reminded us that Britt Baker was there. Kind of sucks that the only women's match on the card was like such a short squash match. I'm going to be honest, I would have preferred to have the TBS Open Challenge on this show.
True.
Move the Jungle Boy versus Hook to Rampage.
Fair. No, that's fair.
I just think the Royal Rampage is supposed to be a big deal anyway, but like, obviously it's on at a bad time, so not many people are going to see that TBS Championship match. I understand that like it would this week it was harder because you needed at least half of the show essentially for Blood and Guts. And then you had multiple other storylines that had to be like the MJF Adam Cole thing had to happen this week.
Yeah.
And you could have probably stalled the Jungle Boy Hook thing for another week, but
it's okay. It's a trend of AEW not booking women in the best way.
Yeah, and I would like to see that trend stop.
Me too. But you know, it is what it is. All we can do is sit here and complain about it and hope something gets done.
And please, Tony Khan, book your women better.
Tony Khan, we've said this for probably multiple weeks in a row. We know you're listening on your little private jet up there. We've seen you go to shows in it. We've watched what's the All Access?
Yeah, All Access.
Yeah, we watched it. We see you turn up. In your jet.
In your jet where we know you're listening to random wrestling podcasts.
Yeah. We know. We see you.
Anyway, after the Britt Baker match, we have another promo from MJF and Adam Cole. This time it's a backstage promo.
Mm-hmm.
MJF reveals that he got them matching trunks.
That makes sense.
Adam Cole
Good.
reveals that he got the matching jackets, and then Adam Cole says he has another surprise for MJF.
Another surprise, yeah.
MJF asks what it is, and Adam Cole says, "You'll have to see."
I think I called it... No, I didn't call it then and there, but I called it before it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, you called it like just a little bit before it happened.
Yeah, because I'm a genius.
So, we go to the match. MJF comes out to his music, and then he points at the screen, and then his music starts
as he's always done.
As he's always done. And then his music starts playing again, and he's saying to the camera, "You made a mistake. You played my music again." And then we hear it's actually a mashup of Adam Cole and MJF's music. And out comes Adam Cole. They have a tag team theme now that's a mashup. They're wearing matching gear. They're wearing matching jackets. They're both wearing the Better Than You Bebe shirt.
It's great. It's good.
I'm excited.
It's good shit.
It's good. Hey, it's really simple, and it's such good shit.
It's just good shit. It's, you know, when his music started playing, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a mashup, and then, you know.
Yep.
You know, what can I say? I'm a wrestling genius, by the way.
It's, yeah, this was just a good little, thing to do for this week. They've done, 2 tag team matches together, and then now they're a fully formed tag team.
It's classic storytelling, you know, comedy comes in threes. You know, at first it was like, Adam Cole would be like, "No, MJF, I'm not going to touch you, boundaries," and be like, "Oh, my bad," and then MJF would follow along, and then, you know, the next match it was like, "Look, we're not going to hug, but I'll fist bump you," and this match it was like, they embraced, and then fist bump.
So we get to the match, really, really basic stuff here, like, and not in a bad way, in a good way, like.
Oh, they have a fucking dance off.
Yes. So they start the match.
Oh my god.
Daniel Garcia stops Bryce from ringing the bell and does his little hip gyrations, and then
great.
MJF stops Bryce from ringing the bell and does them back, and then
they go back and forth
for a little bit, and then MJF gets the crowd to start chanting dance off, and then he goes to the outside and starts playing some disco music. We get treated to some dance moves from Garcia and Guevara first. Then we get to see MJF bust a move, and MJF also great.
Okay, so Garcia really good at dancing. Garcia good at dancing, which makes sense because God, you see those hips move, he has to be.
I was impressed. Like they had like a little choreography thing going for Garcia and Guevara.
I mean, Sammy Guevara wasn't that good at dancing. He looked a little bit unco.
Guevara, yeah, it looked like he wasn't really getting the moves, but Garcia was on top of that.
Jesus, he knew what was up.
Garcia knew exactly what he was doing. And then we got treated to some of MJF's stylings, and he was great as well. And then he points at Adam Cole, and the crowd chants for Adam Cole to start dancing, and he comes out and he starts just hip thrusting violently.
Doing the most not appropriate moves ever.
Just violently hip thrusting.
It was good. It was good shit.
If that's indicative of other things, I feel sorry for Britt.
Oh my god.
we get the match. It's nothing like special, but it is engaging the whole way through. MJF again is the person taking the heat, and Adam Cole is the hot tag. We get multiple times where they point at each other and say double clothesline. They yell
it's
it.
Good.
They go double clothesline. Yeah, I mean the match was basically built around the fact that these two wanted to hit the double clothesline. And eventually they do on Garcia.
Well, also, another spot in the match, MJF is scared to go through the ropes and do a dive.
Yes. And Adam Cole gets him to do the dive. He holds the ropes open for him. We see an MJF suicide dive.
Yeah, which I've never seen MJF do that ever since I've been watching.
I don't know that I have seen him do a suicide dive before.
God, he's such a consistent character. I love it.
He's so good. I mean, that's kind of it. They won with the double clothesline on Garcia. Probably should have brought up as well that Chris Jericho was on commentary throughout this, and after the match, Garcia and Guevara walk away from Jericho.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta console my guys, and then he gets down there and they're like, fuck you, dude, and then walk past him.
Yeah.
Which is good, because I think the JAS has run its course. It was a good little faction. I think it is time for it to end, though.
Especially Guevara and Garcia are gonna do better without the JAS now, I think.
Oh, for sure. Who knows about, like I said a couple of weeks back, bring back 2.0.
Honestly, if you just had 2.0 and Jake Hager keep sticking around together, that would kind of be a fun little trio, I think.
It'll be good.
Yeah, and so after the match, Adam Cole grabs MJF's title to give it to him, but he gets entranced by the title. He's like Gollum looking at the ring. He can't stop himself.
And then MJF goes, "What the heck, man?"
Yeah, there's a little bit of a tussle, and then Adam Cole is, he's trying to explain himself. I was going to give it to you, man. I was going to give it to you. And eventually MJF goes, "That's my bad, man. That's my bad." They hug it out, and then MJF is smiling at Adam Cole, and then as Adam Cole turns away, MJF goes flat-faced, just nothing.
There's nothing going on.
Nothing behind those eyes besides violence.
Yeah. Good shit. I mean, look, it's sowing the seeds for the eventual betrayal, which is good. Who knows if that will happen in the match with FTR? I hope it doesn't.
I hope it doesn't as well. I honestly hope that they win.
By cheating
do
as well. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't want them to win clean over FTR because obviously FTR is a great tag team specifically, and these guys are like 3 tag team matches in right now. So like, I would like them to win by cheating.
Yeah.
And then, you could have FTR win it back off of them.
Oh, yeah. I just want to see MJF have the bragging rights of, I held 2 world titles.
Yeah. And you could have they win the championships and then they have them for a couple weeks. They do a rematch with FTR. You could have MJF be like, essentially you could have MJF get to the point where he starts yelling at Adam Cole because basically he's breaking character, right? He's breaking his thing that he's been playing along like he's a good guy this whole time. He starts yelling at Adam Cole, you're stupid, this and this and this. From the apron, Adam Cole slaps him on the chest and then walks away. And then you have MJF there with FTR by himself, and then they lose the championships that way.
Could be good, yeah. But yeah, and then FTR. I don't know if we said it, but FTR comes out after.
Yes.
To have they didn't. They had a chat. They didn't do any mic exchange.
No mic exchange. There was like a stare down essentially.
Yeah, there's a little bit of another like a heel-ish behavior from FTR where the match finishes, or they finish talking, then they play the MJF and Adam Cole remix, and then I think Dax says to the camera, "Hey Tony, we're the champs. Play our music next time."
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my god.
Like, you can understand kind of where they're coming from, but also like very much an egotistical thing to say, I would say.
Very much so, and also considering that MJF and Adam Cole won the match, you're gonna play their music. Like, this is just in storyline and in like kayfabe kind of stuff. Just makes sense, but also it just again like just a bit weird behavior from FTR lately. Honestly,
bit odd. Ever since.
I
won't bring him up. This is the show where I won't bring him up.
Just refer to our most recent YouTube short.
Yes.
Everything is cited there.
I lay out my case.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that happened. And then after that, is there any promos, any segments, or should we just go into...
We probably also should have brought up that like a couple times, I think it was twice throughout the night, we had seen Chris Jericho and Don Callis in like...
yeah, they were at dinner and Alex Marvez was following them around or some shit. Doing, I don't know, I don't like him. He just seems cringy.
I was gonna agree with you until I saw him running up to the limo, and then I said put him in every backstage segment that you can and have him run.
He looks like a dad from a neighborhood where he owns a boat but does speed walking in the afternoon. And that's how he does it.
It's funny. I don't know. I'm interested in the Jericho Callis connection.
It'll be fun. It's different.
Bit. I'm kind of over Jericho in general right now.
Yeah, so if he just takes a back seat and he's not the head of a faction,
yeah.
Cool.
I think my preference would be that he takes a little bit of time off, but if that's not going to happen, then at least he can take a back
Even if he
seat.
just steps back and does creative stuff, I think he would be an alright booker if he's not in there.
Oh yeah, no, I think that Chris Jericho has a lot to offer AEW beyond even just his in-ring stuff. And I do think that at some point he should be back in ring. I just think that maybe take him off TV, maybe for like one pay-per-view cycle, like
Yeah, look, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
I guess they probably wouldn't want to do that right now because they're doing All In London, and
That's true.
Chris Jericho is one of their biggest stars. So I would say probably, maybe after All In, maybe write him off at All In.
Yeah, kill him.
Kill him.
I can't say that.
Kill Chris Jericho's character.
No, I don't think we can say...
Kill him in the context of a wrestling character being killed off. He doesn't actually die, but his character does.
Oh, okay, that would be really hard, though.
Oh no, Chris Jericho's been shot.
No, it's... Okay. I don't think this is going to do well in the YouTube sphere.
Oh, who knows, man.
Anyway, next match.
Blood and guts.
Blood and guts, blood and guts.
Yep. It's blood and guts, baby. We start off with Kenny Omega and Claudio Castagnoli.
Good stuff.
Good little back and forth. Nothing special because they're just opening the match.
Yeah, just kind of chill, just beating the fuck out of each other.
This is probably going to be really disorganized, but I am going to try and get the people who came out in order. But
yeah, I think we'll do that and then we'll jump around.
When it comes to like spots and stuff, I could not tell you what order things happened in, so I think I'm just going to be saying things that I liked.
Yeah. But we'll get the order out first, because we'll get that out of the way,
So we started with Omega and Claudio. Third person to come out was Pac. And at this point, we're already starting to see signs of dissension between Pac and Claudio. And that is important. Put a pin in that for later.
Yeah, remember that, kiddos.
Fourth person to come out is Hangman Adam Page. He comes out house on fire.
Which I called.
I mean,
just
yeah,
saying.
you did call that. And I said that it would either be him or Ibushi. But that being said, you said it was just going to be Hangman. So you do win that round.
Yeah, I do, because
because
I
we
said
all know
I'm like they're gonna have a
predictions
Bushi
is
last.
something that you win.
Yeah, no, I win that. Like I said, I'm a wrestling god. I know everything about wrestling that has ever happened, and that ever will happen.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Fifth person out was Moxley. Moxley comes out with a fork.
I mean, classic Moxley. He had a couple in his jacket as well. He came prepared.
He comes out with a fork and then he gives one to Claudio as well. So
you know what I want to see?
What do you want to see?
Next Blood and Guts. It's probably going to be Moxley again. Let's be real. For him to come out, he has a fork in one side, a knife in one side, and he just starts like eating people like a steak. Like it's cartoonish. Like he puts a bib on and everything, and he licks his lips.
I would like that.
Because that's what I half expected when I saw the fork. I was like, there better be a knife with that. There wasn't.
There wasn't.
I think the network might not like knives.
Maybe.
Probably not. Hey, if it was a butter knife, like a dinner butter knife eating thing, I think it would be fine.
Yeah, you could do some damage with a butter knife.
Anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, so Moxley comes out. Then we have Nick Jackson comes out after Moxley. He's immediately doing some big flippy shit. We love Nick Jackson.
when you have people coming into the ring like that and debuting, they're always gonna like hurt a few people to make them look good, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta have that, even in like Royal Rumbles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean they're the fresh man.
Yeah, you're the fresh man. You gotta do some damage.
Then after Nick Jackson, it's Wheeler Yuta.
No, he comes out with a chair.
He comes out with a chair, and
because he's smart,
and he does
the best.
He does a suplex / brainbuster to Nick Jackson through that chair, and the dumbass director decided that it was a good idea to cut away from it.
Yeah,
as it was, literally saw him setting up for a suplex, saw the chair there, and went, "I'm gonna cut to Kenny Omega's face."
Yeah, and we know who to blame because we know who's in charge of the fucking vision switching, alright?
Yeah.
I know how live TV works, you fuck.
Yeah, and hey, guess what? Watch out.
What? Whoever directed this year's Blood and Guts, watch your back, alright? Alright, because I know you were sitting there, you had all the screens in front of you with all the cameras, and you looked at that setup and you said, "Hey, Mr. Vision Switcher, cut to camera 3.
Hey, look, I'm not going to say what's going to happen to you. I'm not going to say if I'm going to do anything to you. I'm just saying, watch out."
And I'm going to preface this and say this is all a joke.
Yeah, man, a really big joke.
You motherfucker. It's me trying to keep this channel afloat with you just pushing it down.
I'm trying really hard to be the iceberg that sinks this Titanic.
Oh god.
Um, after Yuta, it's Matt Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last person to come out for BCC is Takeshita. And obviously the last person to come out for the Elite, the Golden Elite, is the Golden Star himself, Kota Ibushi.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
Right before Kota comes out, this is one thing that I do remember the timing for. Right before Kota comes out, Moxley brings out a bed of nails, throws Kenny into the bed of nails in the corner, and then hits a body slam on Kenny on the bed of nails.
Okay, I'm going to say I didn't like it. I fucking loved it, but I'd never seen a bed of nails used before. Because you can lie on a bed of nails and be fine. Taking bumps on a bed of nails, I'm not sure how that would go.
Well, I mean, they were very clearly blunted. Like, if you saw them up close, they were pretty clearly like a blunted nails, but they would still suck. Like,
they suck. It would suck. It sucks so much.
So, and then when Ibushi is coming out, Moxley is standing on Kenny Omega's hand on the bed of nails and flipping off Ibushi.
Oh, yeah. And by this point, by the way, Moxley is drenched in his own blood, like classic Moxley.
I don't know he had like a big gash on the back of his head, but I think there must have been another cut somewhere as well, because like the concentration of blood, it didn't make sense for it to be coming from just the back of his head.
Yeah, honestly, man, could have been coming from anywhere. It's Mox.
But Kota Ibushi kicks Moxley onto the bed of nails.
Okay, well, look at before this, Kota Ibushi is very calmly walking to the ring.
He's so calm about this. He does,
and by this point, everyone in the BCC has everyone in the Elite in like holds.
No, okay, no, that's later. That's later.
Is it?
Later. Yeah, that's later.
Oh, that's okay. I must be tripping then.
No. So Ibushi walks in. Wheeler Yuta tries to meet him on the ramp, and Ibushi like kicks him once, I think, or like punches him once.
Yeah, these deepfakes are getting wild because Yuta would not fall down to that. My boy would not do that.
Someone else tries to stop him on his way to Moxley, and he just kind of swats them away. He gets over to Moxley, gets him off of Kenny Omega, kicks him over onto the bed of nails, and then hits a moonsault, a standing moonsault, I should say, onto Moxley on the bed of nails.
Also, everyone, I think when Ibushi got announced, everyone in the arena was chanting Ibushi.
Oh, yeah, no, everyone loved Ibushi.
Which is weird, because Western audience should know who he is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
According to certain wrestling YouTubers.
We're not going to name names. We needed to see more about Ibushi than just one video package, because most people don't know who Ibushi is.
Yeah. I don't know if that's quoted right, but yeah. Anyway,
who knows?
Who fucking knows?
So, there was that spot with the bed of nails. That was insane, and I loved it. After Ibushi gets into the ring, Matt Jackson actually leaves the ring to go and fight Yuta.
They were going to close the gate on Yuta and leave him out there.
But then Matt Jackson leaves and goes to fight Yuta.
Makes sense, yeah.
And a couple spots that they do outside of the ring is they go to the top, and Matt Jackson is hitting his locomotion Northern Lights suplexes. And is like, he's saying that he's going to throw Yuta off the cage with one of them. Goes to do it. Yuta counters into a DDT, and then Yuta smartly, because he is probably the smartest wrestler in the world, says,
fuck this.
Fuck this. I almost died. I'm leaving. I'm going back down. I'm not going to be on top of this cage anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that just makes sense. I would have done the same thing.
You have Pac and Claudio setting up for stereo power bombs. And then from the top, Matt Jackson empties a bag of tacks into the ring.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then you have Nick and Hangman reverse the power bombs into back body drops onto the tacks. Pac definitely takes the worst of the two bumps.
So many tacks. Jesus Christ. I'm always surprised every year about how much more sadistic they make Blood and Guts.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy.
It's great.
At some point before this, Moxley had introduced glass into the other ring, mind you. So you have one ring with glass and one ring with tacks. Neither one was really safe.
I think I said this during the match because glass got introduced on pretty early. When he pulled it out, I was like, "Oh my god!" Because I swear to God, I thought it was razor blades, and I was squaring, and I was like, "Oh no! Thank God, it's just glass."
Because I will say, like, he pours it out of a bucket. Like, it was weird. Because, like, the last couple times Moxley has had glass, because he does bring out glass.
Yeah, and by the way, brackets, it's sugar glass. It's fine.
Yeah,
like
no one's getting hurt. Well, I mean, no one is getting seriously hurt.
You're gonna rephrase that?
No one is getting hurt beyond the point of normal wrestling.
No one is getting hurt from the glass because, again, it's sugar glass. It's just going to break on impact.
Yeah, so last couple of times that Moxley has brought out glass, it's been in a, like, velvet bag. So, like, a velvet bag is what I would think the glass would come out in. But no, he just pours it out of a bucket, so that was pretty cool.
Yep, and honestly looked like razor blades for a hot minute, which I squirm at the idea of just open razor blades in a ring.
Yeah, that would be I would.
If there's anyone who does deathmatch wrestling, listen to us. Don't fucking do that.
Honestly, I wouldn't. I reckon that you could look it up and find it. I think that you could probably find razor blades in deathmatch wrestling. Just
no, I hate looking at deathmatch wrestling. It makes me. I don't like it. Like, I love what AEW is doing with deathmatch elements.
Yeah.
Don't like. We've watched enough of deathmatch, and I've seen enough to be like, I don't like that.
Yeah, like I would definitely say, like, I can definitely get into deathmatch wrestling somewhat, but I would say that, like, my actual my preference is the AEW style, where it's more hardcore than, like, WWE ever was, but it's less hardcore than ECW ever was.
Yeah, which I'm good with, you know.
And ECW obviously isn't really even approaching modern deathmatch wrestling, so...
Yeah. Jesus, yeah. Anyway, what's next?
Some other cool stuff that happens. We have Pac from the, like, rafters of the cage swings off and does a double stomp through a table with Nick Jackson on it.
Yeah, I remember watching that and just laughing because I'm like, oh, he looks like a monkey. And then he slams Nick down. I'm like, oh no.
Someone died.
Yeah, it's because my brain, I was just like, oh, what's Peck doing? That's a little silly. And then I'm like, oh shit. It was very funny.
I think... I'm trying to think of it. What are some other spots? Can you think of any other spots that happened that were... Because otherwise, I'm just going to talk about the Pac stuff.
Yeah, you go along with the Pac stuff.
Because I think there is other stuff after the Pac stuff that I want to talk about, but, like...
Yeah.
So, after this, we see some more dissension between Claudio and Pac. I told you to put a pin in that.
Yeah. Good job for active listeners who put a pin in that.
Yeah, so Claudio goes to do a European uppercut to Kenny in the corner, but Kenny gets out of the way and he hits Pac. Pac, what do you call it? He goes to then grab Kenny. Pac comes out, gives him a push, goes, "Oi, what you doing?" I was going to try and do the accent, but then I was like, I'm not good enough at that.
Not good enough at... I forget where he's from.
Newcastle upon Tyne.
Newcastle? What?
Yeah, so pushes Claudio, "Oi, what you doing?" And then, he goes, "You know what? Fuck yous." He puts up the fingers. He's walking away. He grabs the bolt cutters out. Claudio comes right up to him and he's like, "What are you doing, man?" And he just flips him the bird right in his face. Cuts off the chain and then walks away. At that point, obviously, the Elite start taking control. At some point in the intervening time, Matt Jackson puts on a thumbtack shoe, kicks Wheeler Yuta in the face with it, and then they push Wheeler Yuta's face into it as well at one point.
I didn't know they kicked him in the face with it.
Yeah, no, they kicked him in the face with it. They did a super kick.
Oh my god, I thought they were just, like, putting his... Because I heard you say that, and then I saw him, like, his face being put into it. I didn't know they kicked him in the face with it.
You know, so they did a super kick to his face with it, and they also did the pushing his face into it. In the meantime, Konosuke Takeshita also leaves. Don Callis calls him away because obviously they're down a man. They lock Moxley to the bottom rope. And they start choking Wheeler Yuta with the chain.
Yep.
And John Moxley surrenders to protect Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, it's cute. It's nice. It's cute, kind of nice guy John Moxley.
It's nice. I kind of wish that it was Claudio. But
yeah, I think we originally thought it was Claudio.
Yeah, because like Claudio has very clearly shown a soft spot for Yuta. And
yeah,
I would say that
fair,
I would say that of the three like mentors in BCC, Claudio is the least ruthless. You know what I mean? Like he's I would say that he's the closest to a traditional mentor.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it shows another side of Moxley that he's like actually does care about these people. Beyond just like the violence that they cause. Which
I think you were quite annoyed, not annoyed when Pac left. Annoyed's not the right word, but you didn't like Pac leaving.
Yes.
And I think I'm in the same boat as you. It makes sense based on that scenario that they just like didn't work together. But yeah, it would have been nice to see Pac be part of the BCC beyond this.
Yeah, I would have. My whole thing is that I would be building the BCC towards like some sort of BCC civil war.
Ooh. Where are you getting that storyline from, huh?
But like, I think that it's very clear that Claudio and Yuta have a lot of chemistry together, and that Claudio cares about Yuta a lot, which is why I think that Claudio should have been the one to surrender for Yuta, because he cares about Yuta. I would have liked for Pac to be added because that adds another like brutal guy to it. And so then you have like this sort of division between Moxley and Pac, who are like just brutal violence, kill people. Pac less so than Moxley, because obviously Moxley is like the weapons guy, but like and then you have Yuta and Claudio that are like, we are the best wrestlers in this company.
Yeah.
And then in the middle you have Bryan Danielson, who does pride himself on being the best wrestler in the company, but also
in the world,
but also is like violence. He likes violence a lot. So like you could have the Civil War storyline. Bryan Danielson's in the middle. You eventually have the match between Claudio and Wheeler Yuta and Pac and Moxley, and then you can have them sort of shake hands at the end and come back together. And it's sort of like a, it's a brotherhood. They fight, but they always come back together.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's good. That's a good pitch.
That obviously, I wouldn't have had that happen right away. Like, I would still like
to
do a couple more.
It's like a month of storytelling, or 2 months, or pay-per-view cycle. I don't know if I know.
Yeah, like I would literally have them do another feud after this one, to establish Pac as a member, and then do the Civil War storyline.
Yeah.
But like that's what I would have liked to have seen. That's how. I don't want to say that's where
your fantasy booking.
Yeah, I don't want to say that's where my brain was at going into this, but like it is definitely something that I had thought about going into it and how cool it could have been.
But we'll see what happens from here. But I mean, the Elite won, the Golden Elite, which I think is good in a way because they lost Anarchy in the arena.
Yes.
And I think I see these. Whatever happened in between, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, but that's kind of like small tiffs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So they lost Anarchy in the arena. They won this. I think this is just good to establish the Elite, if that makes sense. It's obviously you got a debuting Kota Ibushi. You got the Elite in its full force. I don't really see a scenario in this where they lost.
Yeah,
and I think it's smart because what I was saying, it protects Pac because Pac again was coming back. If he just lost straight up, it would have made him look bad. Him leaving protects Pac, and obviously you protect Ibushi by having him win. And so I think it just protects the guys. And Claudio, Moxley, and Yuta, they can take the loss. They're fine. It's not going to kill them.
Well, yeah, especially since it ended up being 3-on-5.
Yeah, it ended up being 3-on-5. Yuta was the one taking all the force, which again is a young guy. You're going to pick on the young guy. It just makes sense.
And
the fact that take all that heat.
The fact that at the end of the day, like I think it always does protect a group when the reason that they surrender is to protect one of their members. So, like, Yuta was getting choked out and there was no sign that was stopping. So, like, it does kind of protect the group that, like, the reason Jon Moxley surrendered is because he had no way of helping and he saw that Yuta couldn't get out of this situation. Because it was, like, literally impossible. There was, like, 3 guys in a chain. Like...
Hangman was kind of doing what's in his name.
Yeah. And actually, that I didn't even think of that. Moxley knows what that feels like at the hands of Hangman. He literally was hung by a chain by Hangman.
Yeah.
That adds another dimension.
Oh, so many layers to this. It's like, I don't know, a dip or something.
It's a 3-layer dip.
Yeah, it's a 3-layer dip. But no, this was very good. This, honestly, is one of the best storylines going on in AEW.
Yeah, and it seems like it's probably over.
Sad, but with a feud over, it just sparks more shit.
I'm excited because, like, the way that the Golden Elite were dressed tonight, so I think sort of points towards where they're going in the future, which is
Hung Bucks and Golden Lovers.
Yeah, Hung Bucks and Golden Lovers. Not necessarily a feud with all 5 of them together, but more so, Hung Bucks are going to be going on to do some sort of trio stuff, probably eventually wanting to win the trios championships off of the House of Black.
Mm-hmm.
And then Golden Lovers will go off and do their own thing, and again, probably eventually winning the AEW Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense.
Makes sense.
You can't have the Golden Lovers in a company and not have them.
Oh, yeah, no, the Golden Lovers need to be
belts.
AEW Tag Team Champions at some point. And same thing with the Hung Bucks. They need to be AEW Trios Champions at some point.
I don't think they're allowed to be called the Hung Bucks.
They're not
anymore.
They have been doing a bit about it on BTE.
I have been watching that.
I love that so much.
Because I've been watching a little bit of BTE, and they've been saying, like, calling themselves Hung Bucks, but they don't call themselves on Hung Bucks on, like, network.
Yeah. And the shirt that Matt got made.
Yep, I saw that.
So good.
Yeah. And also, it was really funny because the last BTE I was watching. I mean, we're allowed to talk about BTE because it's elite stuff.
Yeah.
It was funny because when Kenny came out the week before and was like by himself essentially.
Yeah,
they cover that in BTE.
Yeah, it's so good. I do like that.
Like, guys, don't come out till after the video package. No matter what happens, like, are you sure? And he's like, yes. It's good shit.
Not even if he gets rock hard in the ring.
Not even if he gets rock hard in the ring. Yeah, it just makes sense. Yeah, but that was Blood and Guts. Yeah, essentially. Is there anything else we need to cover with that?
I don't think so.
No.
What do you call it? It's a similar thing to the tag team match from Collision last week. If you haven't watched it, simply watch it.
Is this just going to be a message with AEW? If you haven't watched it, just watch it.
Honestly, yeah.
But I don't think there's many people watching us that don't watch AEW.
Yeah, but I'm mostly saying, like, these specific matches. Like, let's say you didn't have time to watch this week's Dynamite for some reason,
and you're listening to us, for fuck's sake.
And you're listening to us. Well, you're listening to us because it's like it's a little recap. It's only audio. You can do something else while you're listening.
Right.
And now that you've listened to the entire thing, essentially, stop listening to us and go and spend an hour watching the match. Yeah,
fuck off. But make sure you just subscribe before you do that.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at This Week in Elite. We post on TikTok and on YouTube, and Twitter is a hellhole.
He twittered, yep, exactly. Are we ending it there? Is that?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. But do we end it like that, or do we want to like do a proper outro? Is that good?
I think normally we just go bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.